deal with a lot of reaction of the week. Back when it was Friday.
Racetrack to road. Mobil 1 Motor Oils make whatever you drive. Drive more beautifully.
And now we're doing a couple reactions today.
The NASCAR Cup
Yes, so we hit
Series
the
from
Talladega.
Talladega
Come
on
through and have an off
Fox.
week next week. We'll come back with the green flag.
And Ryan Blaney's Ford to the green flag in Bristol.
Stand out the button. And we're underway at Bristol. The Fuji 500 is underway. Get back that time, okay. Bowman the showman out front. I can get my blood shot, Chief.
Well, we see right off the bat there, Alex Bowman get a great start to launch out into the lead, and now is when the guessing game starts. Will this racetrack take rubber? Will it not? And I think that for the drivers, they don't really know how hard to go right here. Do I need to take care of my tires? Do I need to go full speed? What do I need to do? So this is kind of a wait-and-see game. I think I want to go, get settled in.
Line, right? First and foremost, when they get single file, and then figure that out.
And let's go to the inside of Gibbs if you can.
Ty Gibbs, 54, couldn't get in line there for third, so he's aiming at second spot.
It's right there.
About 4 cars on the outside
18
making
plus.
time here, but Christopher Bell slides up the hill in turn 2, drops back a bit. Gibbs still out there, and so
And
is
the next
Bell
couple
trying to
race
make it
will be
happen on the
Cup cars,
outside, so is
Talladega.
Justin Haley.
That's an
Yeah,
off
that's the
week
hard
this
part.
week.
If that bottom line is going to be the preferred groove right now, and it should be with that PJ1 traction compound in that bottom lane, as you get stuck on the outside, that lane starts to fill in on the bottom, just like it does at places like Martinsville, and you're not able to get down.
That traction compound was reapplied after yesterday's Xfinity Series race.
Yeah,
It was won by Kyle Larson.
And right now, you know, I think a lot of these guys are in that tire conservation mindset, and I think when you see Hocevar right here, so what will happen as these guys start to get the track position and get down on the bottom of the racetrack to go into tire savings mode, you'll see some guys say, okay, I need track position and I'm going to go forward.
The other aspect of that, I want down to get in that traction compound, because on that outside, on a clean racetrack like you're seeing Ty Gibbs and even Allmendinger running on that outside, it's very hard on the tires.
Bell and Gibbs.
Gibbs and Allmendinger, the only drivers in the top 20 who are trying to work the outside because they can't get to the inside lane.
Yeah, and the reason that's why
This
you're
happened
seeing
moments ago. Reddick got sideways for turn 1. There he is
Here's what
sideways.
happened to Reddick.
They almost spun
A big
around. He
slide,
didn't
but a
save
save.
it. I was ready to do now. I was about to come out with
Only
him,
cost
but
him
he
a couple of
saved it. So.
positions.
Almost got
Clint, I
stolen by
agree,
Reddick.
because yesterday in practice,
I'll come back.
no one would.
Well, as the lucky dog as
Come
Kyle
on,
Larson
final
puts him a
stage
lap down.
one, he had Bristol.
And Joey Logano is coming right behind
one
Ryan
together,
Preece. So
stage one.
big fight here to be
And
last
Larson
car on the lead
couldn't
lap
get past
or
that
first
Preece
car
earlier.
one
Now he
lap
did
down at
pass
the
Preece.
stage end, which is one
Preece
lap
used
away.
his favor last year. He's in the favor. Never mind. I can wait for him.
Larson all alone now. He's got a big
Right there,
buffer
60.
between himself
And Royce is
and
going to win
Hamlin.
stage 1
And wins the
at
stage.
Thunder Valley.
Green to checker.
He's Preece at
And I
60.
believe Preece got past McDowell to be the first car one lap down. It's Kyle Larson's 6th Bristol
Now come back to
stage
stage
win.
2.
There it is, just off turn number 4.
Bristol, it's been caution free. It's the first day.
Hard to get going on the inside. Always a challenge.
He said
Here
his
we go for stage 2.
Walking away and stage 2. What a great race
Well, you
on
nailed
Larson.
that one, Clint. We saw Denny Hamlin immediately struggle right there and lost a couple spots right off the bat to the outside row.
Haley,
And the thing that we're going to see different this time is you're going to see everybody hammer down. They know that the tires are no longer an issue. See Ty Gibbs up on the outside, and now Carson Hocevar around for second place.
How about Hocevar started this race at the back of the top 10, worked his way up to 5th at the stage break, trying for the lead, along with his teammate Justin Haley.
Yeah, those two Spire cars look fantastic today.
Yeah, fantastic.
Ripping and ripping. But how about Ty Gibbs? He fell back at the beginning of that race. The guys got him a couple spots there in the pits. We're back in the game. These Gibbs cars are here.
Bristol.
20 right there behind him. You see those guys. Denny, we know how good he is here.
Him looking for 3 in a row, too.
Hold 20. Small gap here. Clear low, clear low, clear low, clear low.
All right, Bowman into 5th, Bell 6th, and then Gibbs slots in at 7th.
In the top 5. That's down front.
First car double wide is going to be Josh Berry in the 21. That's back at 13th place. As he races with Bubba and with Keselowski. And right behind him coming William Byron. Chase Elliott had a look up high, decided against it.
Yeah, and you see right now everybody's setting their fast lap. They've got new tires on. Kyle Larson, he's put the lap time down to his fast lap is a 15:39, and he did that on lap 144. So
they're literally a half a second. Whoa,
big
stacking up here. Keselowski in front of Elliott in the way. Elliott is not happy. They're half a second faster taking off this time than that first run.
And that's all a choice. These guys decided at the beginning of the race that they needed to pace themselves until they understood the tire wear. Now it's just go as fast as you can go every lap.
Now it's track position.
Looking back from the Oscar Mayer BLT cam on board Keselowski.
What a one to go.
And here's another look at it.
Take a look here.
Oh man, that wasn't Keselowski's fault.
Yeah, Walsh was trying to go clear. Keselowski was not clear. That worked with a bit of caution.
And that was the aftermath.
And a lot of that was probably just Bubba Wallace trying to diamond that corner coming down the hill, and I don't think that Brad really anticipated him coming back down all the way into that bottom lane. So stuff that can happen here at Bristol as you have cars running different lanes.
So it's still Josh Berry there, first car on the outside, but now he's back at 19th place.
That was as close as it gets right there, rooting him out of the way. Stenhouse not happy about it. Briscoe moved him out of the way, gotta go, time.
And also race.
Well, this is where it gets interesting right here. You saw that Stenhouse was not happy about the way that he got past, kind of rubbed on that right rear quarter panel, got himself back down in line and not going to be close enough to retaliate.
So if you're going to pass this way, you better be darn sure that car can't get back to your rear bumper right away.
Really good point. You can move them. There's still a lot of racing left.
Come back at Bristol. Got issues right here.
And the
SVG goes around. It's Shane Van Gisbergen.
Waves at lap 178.
He won the Chicago Street Race 2 years ago.
Van Gisbergen had already gone 2 laps down and spins in turn 2.
First car is the first of the day at Bristol. Oh, we're not able to go concentrate this stage.
And it looks like Ryan Preece, who fought hard to stay away from 1 lap down.
Well, I think that's where he's trying to get up here in the top right. Watch Shane Van Gisbergen get to the inside of him, runs out of real estate trying to squeeze and gets loose, corrects, get up into this door where they both go. That's racing at Bristol.
Cody, look at Hammond. He's running second or third.
Here's Hocevar's view of what happened between Cody Ware and Shane Van Gisbergen.
Look at that right in front of Denny Hamlin.
And
that was close.
Yeah, definitely looked like Shane just got a little bit loose, missed his mark up the racetrack a little higher, and then
he was getting crowded pretty hard too.
Why was more advice so up?
Didn't tear that car up much. What are you thinking, Larry? We pitting?
I'd say we might see a mixed bag, Clint. We've run 35 laps. Again, the fall off is not that huge. We only have to go to lap 250 to end this stage, so probably you're looking at about 65 laps. To me, it looks like a track position race.
100%.
Watch that track position.
After today's NASCAR race, head over to Fox to catch the IndyCar Series on the streets of Southern California for the 50th Long Beach Grand Prix. That's later today on Fox.
I may do the Indianapolis 500 reaction next month, maybe. I'm not decided yet. I will do the Indianapolis 500 next month reaction.
The teams were given, the teams were allowed to purchase 9 sets of brand new tires for today's race.
Yeah, they're on Fox now.
The set they qualified on, and this morning, NASCAR allowed each team another set of tires with the concern about tire wear. So 10 sets of new tires plus the scuffs from qualifying are available today.
Probably going to have some extras now that the racetrack is rubbered up. So this will be interesting, like Larry said, as to is track position that much more important? Is the pace what's going to trump the other today?
Well, let's look at that. It's somewhere around what?
Errant wheel and tire.
Look at that tire.
Well,
look at that tire on pit road.
Really lucky that tire did not hit that crew member. That would have been a bad deal.
That tire was headed for someone's
I'd
crew.
keep it.
That was scary. Luckily, the crew got out of the way in time. I come up to the flag. Also, we saw this too, but also we saw this by the way. So there's the.
And how it's retained.
The company went to 5 lug nut to 1 lug nut.
Once that nut goes on past that brightly colored stop, the wheel should not be able to or the nut should not be able to unwind it.
Yeah, well, obviously, tires and losing things, so you kind of just anticipate it and just try to not lose. Don't make any big mistakes, but it's tough to get going on the bottom.
Back on the way at Bristol.
Especially on old tires.
All right, back to green. The first 8 cars, at least they were the first 8. Now it's the first 12 as they line up. Did not stop.
They go.
And this is going to be a big test right here to see if those new tires can make any ground on these guys up front.
Denny's slipping a little bit. Haley was right there, knocking on the door. Here comes Bowman to the inside.
Bowman the showman in the 48.
When we talk about those tires, those sticker tires are always better when you fire off. So once we get past 2, 3, 4, 5 laps, that's when things will start to even out on the guys that stayed out.
Denny had trouble taking off. Maybe didn't get him clear. Oh, he's bottoming out, Kevin.
I think a lot of that, I mean, he might be bottoming out a little bit, but a lot of that is just the used tires. It just takes a couple laps to get those things. They don't fire off very well.
Briscoe behind Gibbs.
So everybody back to Ryan Blaney and Tyler Reddick did not stop. They are on the older tires. And trying to gain some ground. Here comes Ricky Stenhouse, Bubba Wallace, and everybody who got fresh tires behind them.
Ooh, tied. Excuse me,
AJ Allmendinger slipped up, and they're 3 wide. Hold on.
Oh, it's a tied up for some reason. It's a 3 wide.
Middle, top is clear, top is clear.
When you see Ryan Blaney, he's one of those guys that put new tires on. So we saw that his car was really fast on the long run earlier today, but he's definitely one that we need to keep our eye on to see if he can make ground and make these passes with those fresh tires.
So the Spire car is now fighting for 5th and 6th.
Fighting good. Good today. They're both drivers are in the top 10. Hocevar and Haley. I'll come back.
You're right, Ryan Herbs, and that's.
We come out from front of stage 2.
That's just like, hey, I'm done with this. I'm moving up here.
Got to sweep the stages. Final lap stage 2 at Bristol. The 2 cars are about to 3 now. After 2 they go, then the back stretch they go.
Final lap of the stage.
Larson out front.
Kyle Larson, 66
Kyle Larson's going to sweep the stages at Bristol.
Truex Jr. for first on the all-time list.
So Larson sweep the stages.
2 stages halfway at Bristol. And the pit
come back
crew's
for the final
getting
lap.
ready
the final stage at Bristol.
Picks on Friday with Truck Series practice and qualifying at 12:30 p.m. Eastern
you'll
on
see something on here
FS2.
because they have an off week, and this is for next week. Fox, I'm gonna.
It comes down to these scenarios a lot, and Denny's pit crew executed.
To the second row on the choose. Here we go, stage 3.
Underway. This is for Larson once again. Touch, 235.
And Denny's car rifled around that outside.
Oh, Briscoe way up track and loses 3 spots. Christopher Bell battling his teammate for 4th.
Whoa!
And he's
Almost wrecked.
Bell, he's got sideways. He's able to save it.
Briscoe about lost it. Right in the middle of the racetrack.
Yeah, and from a driver's standpoint, you see that
You
clean
see
racetrack.
Bell
You see
right there.
you have fresh tires on the race
Sideways
car. You're
again.
just constantly testing that grip to let that
As
car
you saw
roll a little bit
Hocevar.
faster, feed it a little more throttle, and it just snaps on Christopher Bell.
And here comes William Byron into the picture. He is a player for the first time today.
I was down top 10 this time.
See that
car,
20 car right
by
there, just
Bell.
so close. Happened so fast right here at Bristol, Clint.
This
Well,
is
you
all
could
from
see
5th
them-
on back.
You saw them getting in the corner door to door or at equal speed, right? And he let off the brake, let that car roll around there, and it rolled right out from underneath of him.
Ryan Blaney probably leads the league in numbers of cars passed this year. Boy, Darlington, all he was doing all day was going to the front.
The only one that could all day long.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like right now Christopher Bell struggling with his car being loose.
Still lucid.
Yeah.
And here comes Byron. This is only the 9th lap he has spent in the top 10 all day.
Definitely didn't have the qualifying day that he wanted to have yesterday, but William Byron saw him last week, led a bunch of laps. And when they don't qualify from the front and have those dominant cars like this, they grind away and they put themselves in position to be able to get closer to being in contention at the end of a race.
Well, Byron came in here with a sizable point lead. In fact, enough that he could take a race off.
Never good, Larry.
He's blowing up.
Yeah, I was watching his lap times. If there's one track you can get by being a little bit down on horsepower, this is it. As long as it doesn't just completely go away. Todd Gilliland shouldn't be, because of being out of fuel, complaining about fuel pressure. He had last pitted at lap 181. That's 120 laps ago.
This thing's really starting to lay down. It ain't gonna be long.
I didn't mind it so much until that smoke started coming out the exhaust pipe.
Especially on like at Bristol, when this, because of the banking, you just don't lose a lot of speed, and the cars keep a lot of momentum. Jamie, what do you got?
Yeah, they're talking to their driver, Alex Bowman, right now. They're telling him about the smoke, giving him a game plan. You also saw there's a game plan with the mechanics up on top of the box. Talking to the crew chief, there's a number from Larson's team, a number from Byron's team. They're all ready with helmets on when their 48 driver decides to take that hard left and come on down.
25th.
Well, up at the front of the field,
not 27.
Yogi Berra said, looks like deja vu all over again. We'll take the script from last fall's race, when Kyle Larson took the lead from Alex Bowman on lap 33 and led almost all the rest of the laps and won. Today, Larson took the lead from Bowman on lap 40, has swept the stages and led ever since. 55 of 250 laps in on this stage 3, and Kyle Larson has now passed Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth, and the Silver Fox, David Pearson, to move to 9th all-time in laps led at Bristol.
What a difference a few races make. We've got this 54 car running way better than we started the year, Kevin. He is right there running down the second place teammate of his, Denny Hamlin, in 11 car. Very fast, big turnaround for Ty Gibbs.
Well, it's a big organization with Joe Gibbs Racing, and to be able to, put the resources, time, and effort, and everything that goes into turning a team around is not easy. But we've seen this 54 car over the last several weeks be able to put themselves in position to qualify.
Down here, perhaps to Blaney, and that would put Wallace in the free pass position.
Denny Hamlin's running this Larson down too. Keep an eye on that. As they're trying to run down your leader, Blaney, Denny's caught him. There was a huge difference between that 5 and the 11. Not so much anymore.
And look at this whole
Larson about 0.2 of a second a lap quicker than Blaney over the last few laps.
And Blaney could have got Wallace here.
Wallace didn't give Blaney a whole lot of room there. Trying not to go one lap down.
Two on the lap. That was 2 on the right lap.
So that will leave just Blaney and Tyler Reddick on the lead lap right now. There's a couple of cars, Custer and Ware and Van Gisbergen limp onto pit road on the backstretch. 3 wide here. With A.J. Allmendinger in the middle, the leader up top. This is going to put Allmendinger 2 laps down.
Well, you see this battle.
No, it was Martinsville.
Not for the lead right now, but for 4th and 5th place of the cars that have pitted.
Larry, how did he catch him? He was almost a half a track ahead of that 11. How did Denny Hamlin win Darlington?
And
half a second faster pit stop than the 5. There you have it.
84 to go.
Thank you, boys. Team effort.
First of all, I got into the pit earlier.
Well, we heard Denny Hamlin talk during the pre-race about his mental strategy of how he approaches each run and breaks these races up into segments and approaches them 1 or 2 spots at a time, 1 pit stop at a time. And that's what you see when you get to the end of these races of guys like Hamlin that have that experience of being able to mentally keep themselves in each chunk of the race. So these 2 guys, they're going to go at it again. We knew both of them were really good here at Bristol, but 1-2 here again, getting close to the end of this race.
Now here's a heartbreaker. We're riding with Ryan Preece. A moment ago we were riding with Carson Hocevar. Hocevar is as fast as Hamlin. He's keeping right pace with the number 11, but he had a 22-second pit stop, and that's why Hocevar is a lap down, and Blaney is trying to race his way or excuse me, Hamlin trying to race his way to the lead. Here is the stop for the 77, and you'll see the trouble when they come around to the left side. And it comes off the jack.
Hocevar was doing great today. Until they have power on pit road.
That's why Carson Hocevar is 2 laps down, trying to get back on to 1 down, and Hamlin is 1 down, trying to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, a lot of times, as you see Ryan Blaney,
might be one of that's me very weird.
But a lot of times when you run as good as Carson Hocevar has run today, and you get that pressure ramped up, it starts to poke holes in things that haven't been addressed or haven't been able to be a part of a competitive situation like that in the past. So a lot of pressure on those guys.
Second place car, but
that'll be only 1 car to lead lap.
Regan?
Mike, just to update the 12 car Ryan Blaney. Over the past 25 laps, I've seen his crew guys get on the wall 3 or 4 different times like they were about to come to pit road. As of right now, they have kind of stepped back. They've put the fuel cans actually in the holder that holds them when they're not planning on the pit. So I don't know what's going on here, but they don't look like they're ready to come anytime soon.
Well, he's only about 0.2 of a second a lap slower than Kyle Larson, even though his tires are 140 laps older.
Priest is giving Larson
look at these two
right
again.
here. You're watching it,
but
going back
Larson.
to the 12 car of Blaney, he's having trouble with Reddick. Reddick's taking that exit away from him and slowing him down. So both of those cars need to go. Blaney's going to be in trouble. Needs to get around this 45 so he can get that exit back and get his lap times going.
Well, no surprise, Ryan Blaney has the best long-run speed driver rating of all drivers through 2025 so far.
Yeah, we watch it week after week. I mean, he's the one that can get through traffic the best. Typically, that long-run speed is always there. They've just had so many things go wrong, whether it be blown engines or pit stops or wrecks or whatever it has been. Has been this 12 car,
and as soon as he passed that 45, went right back, got me a 1598. Larson coming on those tires, only a 1595. Good lap times out of this 12 car on all tires. Larry, what do you got?
Right now, though, if the caution comes out in the next 10 to 15 laps and Blaney's not pitted, he's got the whole field a lap down.
Dang! The whole field will be a lap down because
everybody else would be forced to take the waiver round and have to stay out.
Oh, a caution would work out for this 12. And man, what a replay after the week he had last weekend. A heartbreaker at Darlington. He had that. What do you have to lead for about 2/10 of a second?
It wasn't long.
There's a guy. There's Hamlin.
So if the caution came out, Blaney would pit. He'd get fresh tires. Everyone else would wave around. They'd right start 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th right next to him. They'd just be on worn tires.
That's right. Yeah, when you take the waiver round, you cannot pit and take fresh tires. You go around the pace car, but you cannot come to pit road.
Brady has the whole field a lap down. So that's just him on the lead lap.
68 laps to go. Ryan Blaney on a lap by himself. Reddick just having been lapped comes to pit road. How long can the 12 stay out? You'll see it all as we go Fox side by side.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Fox.
The NASCAR Cup Series is revved, ready and roaring on Fox. These drivers are a different breed. There are heroes and villains.
You know I beat your favorite driver again.
Pushing machines to the limit. Unleashing emotions that can't be contained. All in a thrilling battle for the checkered flag. The NASCAR Cup Series from Talladega on Fox.
That's why
From the community to the campgrounds to the action on the track, there's something for everyone at Michigan International Speedway. Here we go. The green flag will be flying all weekend long with 3 races and endless opportunities for a good time. Family-friendly entertainment meets race fans' need for speed from sunup to sundown. Kick off summer with a bang and discover why a NASCAR race at Michigan,
Take what's yours, baby,
is anything but slow. Get your tickets today at mispeedway.com.
Yeah, Briscoe. Reedy Blaney has come to pit road now.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance.
We can allow 40.
The attention. The celebrity. The bragging rights. The
for a Vaughn.
So that would be the leader of
Because
the
all we've
Larson
ever really
now.
wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
So Larson will be the leader now.
It's just going to be a matter of how he can get through traffic and how many laps he can take advantage of that speed that those new tires have and where it levels off and how far he's been able to move himself forward. When we're talking about Ryan Blair.
Just ahead.
Brad
moving underneath Chris Buescher, and they got a kind of log jammed here. Larson's got to go to work here to get by them both. Nope. Buescher slips up the racetrack. Larson makes the easy pass. And now stays on the bottom to go after Keselowski.
Yeah, and the logjam now is actually behind this group for Denny Hamlin. So Larson has done most of the hard work, and Denny Hamlin now has to go to work on that group of cars that Larson just worked his way through. So he's going to be able to probably stretch this lead as Denny Hamlin has to work through the next 5 cars. Better a lap down.
And Hamlin
only got 9 of them on the lead lap.
Well, Hamlin 5 seconds ahead of Ty Gibbs in third.
He got sideways.
Larson get in the wall there?
Yes, he did, dude.
We'll have a look at the right side tires when he comes past. If they buff
so
those yellow
going
Goodyear
down now.
letters off,
He got on the wall.
pretty good indication. Let's see here.
Oh, he slipped.
Yep. Yeah, he got the
I told you.
Got loose
He got
getting
sideways.
in. 7 to go.
Yeah, and you don't want to pull him back, but I'm sure Cliff Daniels is on the radio saying, "Hey, buddy, we have a big enough lead here. We don't need to take any more of those chances because it just takes one of those moments to knock a toe link off."
Well, there are still 4 lapped cars between Larson and Hamlin first to second.
Miss Hamlin.
What a dominant day. 5 to go. Can he finish this deal?
Kyle Larson right now.
And for the second race in a row at Bristol, lead more than 400 laps and go to victory lane.
Last week, 4 to go.
Second place may be in doubt. Ty Gibbs is catching Denny Hamlin. Oh, excuse me. That is Reddick to the inside with that same paint job.
Those monster cars, they get us confused. That's for sure.
3 to go. Doesn't want to caution here. And I'm about to go lap down here. 3 to go.
Well, we talk about Kyle Larson and his dominance at this racetrack. And, you talk about hard to pass. You talk about all the different things of whatever you want to talk about. But he has just made a living out of going fast here at Bristol Motor Speedway in another dominant day as we see a battle for 3rd place here between teammates.
2 laps to go at Bristol.
Gibbs and Briscoe with 2 to go.
For Larson,
on stage.
I know he's got to be thinking about this truck race now.
At Bristol for Larson.
So close to the sweep.
Larson finished
had a chance to win it.
One short.
Caution
win the truck race
chance.
Friday, but if you want to cover it, and they've seen the race
Kyle Busch
today.
has used here twice, sweeping the weekend.
And off for 10-4. Kyle Larson's going to win up with his second win of the year.
Tried here, so close.
The goal today was to win one for John. In the memory of John Edwards, Kyle Larson dominates and wins Bristol.
You get one short to win the second race. But when they see it in trucks, they see it in Cup.
Denny Hamlin, 2.3 seconds back. Ty Gibbs, a great finish. Edges Chase Briscoe. Ryan Blaney up into the top 5 at the finish. Byron holds the point lead over Hamlin and Bell. It's the 31st career win for Kyle Larson, 5th among active drivers, and his 3rd win at Bristol. He's won half the last 6 races here, including the last 2.
The next race for the Cup cars be at Talladega. Yeah, we lost people this weekend.
315th career win for Hendrick Motorsports.
This week,
and 3rd of the season.
Edwards this week.
Doesn't get any more dominant than that.
This week.
Got to give it up to the Gibbs cars. Remember, that Bowman car was right there in the mix too.
Going backwards.
Yeah, Bowman, but those Gibbs cars, they all had really good equipment this weekend. Put some pressure on Hendrick.
Kyle Larson saluting the crowd with a Polish victory lap here. He parks it against the wall in front of his crew, who come out to pit wall to meet him.
And there's his crew. And he's Cliff Daniels right there. Bro, the one that kind of went back stuck on us.
That's at least
smoke show.
Fourth gear
The
there,
first
Kevin?
race.
I was when he was up on the rev limiter right there. I'm like, man, we need to find another
Grab
gear.
another
but
one?
Apparently, he found it.
Well, they didn't wear out this time. Yesterday, what a difference a day makes.
What a burnout by Larson.
On a day in which we expected to maybe have to use all 10 sets of tires and be looking for more, Mother Nature greets us with sunshine, and it becomes a whole different race with only 3 caution flags, including the 2 stage breaks.
Oh,
Well, that was an absolute dominant performance by Kyle Larson. Something that we've seen here in the past, and this is just one of his best racetracks. You mentioned him trying to win all 3 races this weekend. He got to 2 out of 3, finished second in the truck race, like you said. But I see a lot of emotion for these guys with the passing of John Edwards this week. So.
If you tune in next week, I'm rocking it. Entire day, peace,
You know, when
y'all.
Jim Campbell of Chevrolet and Rick Hendrick